What's up, YouTube? It's NG, and I'm back with another little rant. I actually started this one yesterday, but due to time constraints, I wasn't able to get all my thoughts on these topics out. So, trying again while I have some time to kill. Uh, Today, what I'm into is not just my Galaxy Fold, but folds and what they mean in general. Maybe a bit more. Um, I've had the Galaxy Fold now for what, 6 weeks since it was introduced in the US, and I've come to really enjoy this device so much so that it really has become my daily driver. Uh, you all know that I carry more than one, but I have began to use the Fold more so than the other one. I've actually switched off from my Note 8 for the most part, transferred all the stuff to the Fold, banking info, notes, and such. And now I pretty much try and carry my Fold and my iPhone. You know, best of both worlds kind of thing. It doesn't always work out the way, but I try. But I've been using the Fold since day one. And I have seen how the Note 10, the S10, the A series, they've all been getting updates, security updates, One UI 2.0, Android 10 beta, all kinds of little things to improve the user experience. But when you look for those things on the Fold, they're not there. And it's not just with the US version, it's also the European versions too. But at least they got the current security update, which brought with it improved camera features from the Note 10 and all of that. Here in the US, we haven't got anything. I'm still on the August security update. They did send out an update to Samsung Notes, which allowed it to save your notes to Microsoft Word. So that was very helpful because I do use that a lot. So thank you for that. But really, what happened to the rest? We spend $2,000 on a phone, whether outright or over time, and it really seems like they aren't that interested in improving the current state of the Fold. And that's bothersome, because I don't understand why, when you have loyal customers, or maybe some who aren't as loyal, but you have interested customers who are willing to take a chance with your experimental device, why would you not try to extend them an olive branch, so to speak, and show them that, yes, you have done this for us. We're going to do what we can to make sure your experience with the device stays fresh. It's a small thing to ask. I mean, truthfully, I don't think any foldable devices have Android 10. There aren't that many out there to get Android 10. So you would think that the Fold would be the first one. But no, nothing at all. The most I have seen is, because I do check pretty much every day, on XDA developers, they have a method to switch the firmware from U to U1. And what that means is you can switch it from the US firmware, you know, AT&T and so on, to the European firmware. And what that does is your updates will come straight from Samsung. So as they send out the camera updates and such to the European version of the Fold, if you have switched your firmware on your US version, you too will get the updates. And they say it's completely compatible. You just need to unlock the device. But if you have the AT&T version, unlocking the device comes with other caveats. Once your device is unlocked, AT&T no longer wants to deal with your device. They send out no updates whatsoever. So if for some reason you are unable to swap the firmware to the European version, your phone just won't get any updates ever again. Because Samsung doesn't send updates to AT&T. AT&T must do all the updates on their phone. It's a bizarre situation that I have experienced firsthand. My BlackBerry Priv was an unlocked AT&T version, and till today, it's on some outrageously outdated security patch because AT&T refused to send updates to it. And when BlackBerry decided they would send out updates, every BlackBerry but the AT&T branded versions got the update. Go figure. AT&T. I mean, when they called it the Death Star, they weren't playing. They really seemed like an evil bunch. If they didn't have the Fold, I definitely would not be with them. And now with these issues with unlocking the phone to get your updates, it's like you don't even want to do that because you won't get any updates unless you tinker with the firmware of your device. And I know not too many people are willing to do that. I used to do it. It used to be a hobby of mine. Hack this and hack that and see what you can do with it. But I haven't done that in years. And truthfully, I shouldn't have to hack my device to get updates. Especially not a $2,000 device. You know, something just seems off there. But along with the Fold, other foldable devices are now beginning to show up. Last week, I think two were announced. No, one was announced. One was put to sale, and one we got the patent for last Thursday. The Motorola Razr 2019 or 2020 was announced, and that is the first clamshell foldable device. Now, they said right off the back there that it's not a powerful device. It was a design first device, so it's made to look pretty. And on that front, they did a wonderful job. It looks like the old Razr phones. If you ever had one, I personally never did, but I know a few people who did have it. And it's a little wider, but that fold screen, it looks amazing. But it's not a powerful device. It's a Snapdragon 760 powering it. I think it's like a 2100 milliamp battery inside. That's really small for its, I think, 6.7 inch screen. No, 6.3 inch screen when unfolded. But they say that it does last a full day with regular use, and they use a weaker chipset to help with the heat distribution, because the weaker chip doesn't create as much heat, so the phone is able to vent it that much easier. Also, the smaller battery as well. So that phone came out and everyone was just enamored with it. Oh my god, I've read this. It is the best foldable phone you can buy. I for one see these headlines and I'm like, how? I'm not trying to hate on the Razr. I actually want one and I plan on getting one strictly for nostalgic purposes, because that's what it's for. But when you see the difference with what you can do with the Fold, as opposed to what you can do with the Razr, it begs the question, how is the Razr the best foldable device to buy right now? The Razr really is just any 2019, actually not even any, it's a mid-range 2019 smartphone that can fold closed at a premium price. It is $1,500. Now, if you want a phone with power, at least more power than that, you can really go with like a OnePlus 6T, OnePlus 7T, the Google 3A, the iPhone XR. I mean, all of these phones are half the price or less, and, and offer way more power than the Razr phone. Yes, the Razr phone looks good, but one could argue, especially with the OnePlus 7 Pro, that phone looks better. The OnePlus 7 Pro is an amazing device. Oh my god, it's amazingly sexy. Oh, it's so... I owned one for a while. I really enjoyed it. Came with 256 gigs of storage space, 8 gigs of RAM. I think the Razr has 6 gigs of RAM, if that, and 128 gigs of storage. It really is a mid-range device at this crazy high price, but everyone is labeling it the official coming of the foldable phone. Some people even went as far to say, what's his name, Austin, on YouTube. He with his when he spoke about the Razr, he went to the conference or whatever, the reveal. He actually said something along the lines of, the Razr is actually a usable device as opposed to the foldable, which has no real use. I use it every day, and it's made my life easier. And I mean, I don't know if he's saying that just to get like clickbait, to get some anger in his comments, because no, anger does generate a comment thread, and those comments can lead to more views and such and such and such. But he wasn't the only one that shared that sentiment. The Verge, CNET, all of them seem to prefer the Razr foldable as opposed to the Galaxy Fold. And with a $500 difference, well, not even $500, $498 difference in price, you're getting a lot less if you purchase the Razr phone. The Fold is, to me, worth the asking price. The Razr phone, truthfully, I haven't played with it, haven't even seen it. But at $1,500, you are getting a lot less for your money. You're paying for that nostalgic factor. At least with the Fold, for $1,500 or $2,000, you are really getting what you're paying for. A small phone that opens into a tablet. The use cases are immeasurable. They're so numerous. I keep finding new ways to use it almost every week. Right now, the Fold is right here doing the video because my Note is low on power. Also, I left the case to my Note that allows it to stand. So I put the Fold on the steering column and just fold it at what, a 90-degree angle or almost, and boom, instant stand, instant front-facing camera, because of where all of these cameras are placed. There's a camera in every part, so however you need to use it, it's there. I never thought of doing this before now, but it works. It's at a weird little half angle, where it's staying in place, recording what I am saying, in whatever quality it's recording in. But it just goes to show the versatility of this device. Phone that goes into a tablet, yet you all talk down to it as if you hope it fails and praise the new kid on the block. Not saying that razor does not deserve some praise. They have a very nice hinge. The way it folds over the foldable screen actually forms like a little loop in the hinge. So when the phone closes, it actually does close completely flat. Which is, I mean, that's a technical marvel if ever I saw one for foldable phones. I do hope Samsung, I won't say steals that concept, but takes from that concept to improve the next fold. That's a pretty good segue. Today, Samsung unveiled the W20 5G. Now, what is that? It's another Galaxy Fold. When we got this, our current folds, unless you guys are watching this on the W20, these are the same ones that they were going to release in April. They just did the little fixes and release them back into the wild. A lot of people ask, why didn't they change some of the internals and just make it a little more up to date with the current phones, the camera and such and such and such? The reason was they were working on this W20 5G. It has a Snapdragon 855 Plus chip. Now, it's more powerful than the 855 in the current fold. I think like 20% faster, maybe 30. But either way, it's a better chipset. The chassis of the device is changed. It's angular, not round. I mean, some people might prefer the round, but it looks really nice. And if what I saw was correct, I think the little gap when you close it is a little smaller. Maybe it was the way the picture was taken, I don't know. But that's what I got from it. Also, they decreased the battery size. I think the way it works is whatever changes they did do, it doesn't require as much power to last as long. So this other version of the Fold that they must have been working on while they were fixing the current ones was getting all of the changes, all of the updates. I mean, I wouldn't have minded if they re-released the Fold with that new shape, or the Snapdragon 855. That would have been great. But no, they released this W20 5G, which is just another variant of the Galaxy Fold 5G with a different shape, better chipset, smaller battery, but from what I understand is just as capable, and it is supposedly cheaper. Why can't we in America get nice things? So that's where all of the updates for the Fold went. Right into this new Galaxy Fold variant that's only for China. Hold on. Yeah, so I'm back. Got a quick call. Sorry about that. But yeah, so the W20 5G. That is where all of the updates for the Galaxy Fold, or the current Galaxy Fold, went. They put all their little alterations in this new version, and it's for China only. I guess it's to improve their holdings there, because from what I understand, they only have they have 1% of the Chinese mobile business there. That's pretty small. But then there's so many people there, you're still making your money. Come on, Samsung, you're number one in most other areas. Yeah, so that there made me feel a little way. Then on Friday, the Mate X from Huawei was released at $2,500. I tried to find some info, some videos, and all of that. Everything was in Portuguese. Uh, I couldn't find anything in English for me to fully understand what they were saying, but I think I got a pretty good idea about how the phone works, uh, about how capable it might be, and I have to say, even though some feel that is the way foldable phones should go, I have to disagree. Seeing it live, people playing with it and so on, that screen seems extremely fragile. Not because, oh, like the fold is made out of plastic, but because there's no way to hide it. At least the fold, you can close it down, and the soft screen on the inside is immune to the elements and such for the most part. With that device, the Mate X, it folds around, so no matter how you hold the phone, part of the screen is exposed. I think there's a case for it that hides the back screen or something, which is great. But if you don't have that case or something similar, I would be afraid to put it down. I really would. I would just keep it in my pocket, in a bag, something. Because if it's the same type of screen that the Fold has, you can damage it with any kind of puncture pretty easy. But the Fold at least has the ability to close itself off. So that came out $2,500. I'm still waiting to get some more information on it, because I would love to see someone compare the Fold to the Mate X. We saw the Fold compared to the Razr on CNET, and they made pros and cons on both, but again, they seem to have preferred the Razr phone. I don't personally get it as far as power goes, as far as efficiency goes, as far as versatility goes. The Galaxy Fold is the obvious choice, but it seems that people just want a regular everyday device to just get smaller. Change seems to be something they shun. The fold, having your phone fold isn't particularly a change to usher in a new future of mobile devices. It's what you do with that foldable device. How does it make your mobile world better? The Fold has proven itself to me. I do almost everything on it, whether it's my media, my editing, my gaming, talking, whatever. Once it's open, it's a tablet that I fit in my pocket. The Razr is just a phone that folds into a half phone with little else. Oh, that too. They liked the small screen on the outside of the Razr, which gives you almost no control. You can control your music, if I remember correctly. You can preview incoming messages. You can do vid chats, answer phone calls. Very limited into how you can interact with the outside screen of the Razr. The Fold allows you to do whatever you want, and all they did was complain about that. The Razr lets you do maybe 5 things. Yay, it's great. I can get all my little things done. The Fold lets you do anything on the outside screen. If you don't like the keyboard, don't use it. If you do like the keyboard, turn it. You want to watch something, get GPS, whatever, the outside screen works. But again, you talk down about the Fold's outside screen, but praise the little tiny 3-point-something inch screen on the Razr. It's not making sense. I don't understand the thinking of some human beings. It's bothersome. So yeah, Razr versus Fold, people are preferring the Razr phone so far. It's not even out yet, but the consensus seems to be it is the foldable device that the masses should get. No one is saying don't get it. No one is saying try it. They're saying get it. It's the foldable phone to get. The Mate X, again, not that much information on it. At least no more than we already know when it was first revealed. I think back in what I don't remember. earlier this year. I can't remember the month. The W25G, the version of the Fold that I guess we want, because I know it's going to get the updates. It has the more powerful chipset. The battery is smaller, but it's just as efficient, and the angular shape, it looks great. Oh, and it comes in white. Well, that's really nice. Oh, and then Xiaomi, sorry, they released a patent of their own clamshell foldable phone. So there you go. That's two now. And then we all know that Samsung has a clamshell in the works. So it does seem like the clamshell foldable design is going to be the more accepted design amongst the common mobile user. People like you, I, and others that use the current Galaxy Fold for what it's used for, a phone that turns to a larger device to get work done. That'd be more for the power users. I don't know how many people are going to continue to make this type of foldable device, because truthfully, I haven't seen any. There's the Fold, there's the Mate X, which I personally don't think is going to catch on with the mobile companies. I think it's a nice concept. If I could have one, actually, I want to try to get one, I would, and I'd use it. I'd keep it up on my shelf. You know, I just like phones. But as an everyday device, you'd have to take more care than you already do with your Galaxy Fold. And people say that is an impossible feat. Don't buy it. So, you know, once they get their hands on the Mate X, oh my God, the reviews are going to be worse than the Fold. At least they should be, based on how they reacted to the Fold. But yeah, but that's pretty much it, I think. It's still a bothersome state with foldable phones. Samsung, as far as the US Galaxy Fold, they are not really supporting it from what I can see. The European one is getting a little extra, but it seems to be on the back burner. I'm not particularly sure why, especially with such an expensive device, but it really is what it is, I guess. I guess we just have to be more patient and hope that Samsung does throw us a bone sooner than later to get at least the software up to date with the Note 10s and the S10s and such. But that's it for now. These kids are about to come out. Yeah, they're here. This is NG and the Galaxy Fold. This is what I'm into. Quick shout out to Mr. McBride in the comments, who contacted me over the weekend with concerns for the value of his Fold. It really got me thinking and helped lead to this rant.